Hello class, this video is lesson 1.1, Numerical Expressions. The goal of this video is I can evaluate numerical expressions. So open your textbook and turn to page 10, which is where you're going to take notes for this video. We are going to be using order of operations for this video. So we have done order of operations before as a warm-up. We are going to use PEMDAS for our order of operations. So first is parentheses or grouping symbols. Second is exponents. Third is multiplication or division, depending on what comes first from left to right. And then fourth is addition or subtraction, again, depending on what comes first from left to right. Okay, so let's do some problems. So this is going to be number 31 on page 10. And we are going to evaluate each expression. So 14 to the third power. Now, 14 to the third power is just multiplying 14 three times. So we can write it as 14 times 14. Oops. Let me fix that. Okay, let's try again. 14 times 14 times 14. I know those look like subtraction a little bit, but they are multiplication. So I am going to use my calculator to do 14 times 14 times 14 because I can't do that math in my head. And when I do that, I get 2,744. Next, we're going to move on to 35. So for 35, we have 10 plus 8 to the third power divided by 16. So we are going to use PEMDAS, so we do not have any parentheses, so we don't need to worry about that. So next we would be focusing on exponents. So we do have an exponent. We've got 8 to the third power. So 8 to the third power means 8 times 8 times 8. And again, I can't do that math in my head, so I am using a calculator to do that. So that would be 512. And then I'm just going to bring down everything else. So the divided by 16 comes down. And then the plus 10 at the beginning comes down. Okay, next we need to look for multiplication and division. And we do have division. We've got 512 divided by 16. So 512 divided by 16 is going to give me 32. And then I'm going to bring down the plus 10. And then I'm going to do 10 plus 32. And that gives me 42 for my answer. Okay, we've got two more to try. So this is going to be number 37. So we've got the quantity 8 plus 3 to the third power divided by 12 minus 7. Now this is going to kind of work two ways. So you can do the top all at one time, and then you can do the bottom all at one time. So on the top, there's no parentheses. We do have an exponent. So I'm going to start with that exponent. So I've got 3 to the third power. So that's 3 times 3 times 3. I know 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And then I'm just going to bring everything else down. So 8 plus 27 divided by 12 minus 7. Okay, and then on the top I have addition left. On the bottom I have subtraction. So I'm going to do 8 plus 27, which is going to give me 35. On the bottom I have 12 minus 7, which should give me 5. So I've got 35 divided by 5, and I can reduce that, and that reduces to 7. Okay, looking at number 45. 45 looks a little complicated. We've got some brackets going on, we've got some parentheses going on, and that's okay. So you've got 3 times the quantity, 4 minus 8 plus 4 squared times the quantity, 2 plus 5, and then closing the parentheses, closing the brackets. So we are going to start in the innermost parentheses. So that means the 2 plus 5. So 2 plus 5 gives me 7. And I still have my brackets here, so I'm going to bring those down. And then I'm going to do times. Remember there's a silent times in between the parentheses and the 4 squared. So I've got times 4 squared. And then everything else is just going to come down. So the plus 8 and then 4 minus. Close up bracket. And then I have a 3 on the outside. Remember there's also that little silent dot in between the 3 and the brackets, which is also multiplication. Okay, inside of the brackets, I am going to now look for exponents. So I've got 4 squared. 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. And then I'm just going to bring everything down. And then I'm going to continue to go inside of the brackets. So I've got multiplication. So 16 times 7. And I get 112 for that. And then everything else is just going to come down. And eventually we'll get to the point where the brackets are gone. Okay, so now we have subtraction and addition inside the brackets, and we do the whichever one comes first from left to right. So we're going to do 4 minus 8, which is negative 4, plus 112, in brackets still, and then times 3. And then we're going to do negative 4 plus 112. Well, that's the same as 112 minus 4, which would be 108. And now we can do 3 times 108. And that should give me 324. And that's our answer. Okay, now it is your turn to try a problem on your own. So you want to evaluate the expression 35 minus 3 times 8. So try it on your own, pause the video, and then check your answer when you are done. And you should have gotten 11 for your answer. If you did not, go back and try to fix what you did wrong. Okay, last problem is a biology problem. We have Lavinia studying the growth of a population of fruit flies in her laboratory. After 6 days, she had 9 more than 5 times as many fruit flies. So let's see, we've got 9 as a number. Oops. Okay, our last problem, we have a biology problem. Lavinia is studying the growth of a population of fruit flies in her laboratory. After 6 days, she had 9 more than 5 times as many fruit flies as when she began the study. Okay, so we've got a number. So we've got 9 more than, that's an operation, that's going to be addition. And then we've got another number 5. And then times means multiplication. And then it says if she observes 20, that's another number. So if she observes 20 fruit flies on the first day of the study, write and evaluate an expression to find the population of fruit flies Lavinia observed after 6 days. Okay, so in A, we're going to write our expression. So we know that she started off with 20 fruit flies. And after 6 days, she had 9 more than 5 times as many fruit flies. So she started off with 20, and then she had 5 times as many. That's 20 times 5. And then she had 9 more than that. So plus 9. Okay, so there is our expression. And then we want to find the population of fruit flies that she observed over 6 days. So that just means we're going to solve our problem. So we're going to start off with 20 times 5. 20 times 5 is 100 plus 9. 100 plus 9 is 109 flies, or fruit flies. And that's it. Okay, so that is the end of this video. So you remember you need to get a 75 or above on the quiz for the video in order to move on to the practice. If not, you need to redo the video.